I'm seeing so many officials also joined for this webinar. My heartily welcome to the all participants. And once again, I welcome Dr. Balaswamiji. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Friends, now I request Mr. Kuntal Ganguly to introduce Balaswamy sir. Mr. Kuntal Ganguly from Kolkata, representing General Insurance Agents Welfare Organization of India. Please go ahead, Kuntalji.
कुंतल जी अनम्यूट कीजिए. अनम्यूट पाटिल
ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. कुंतल जी, unmute yourself. कुंतल दा आपके अनम्यूट करो, मोबाइल अनम्यूट करो.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Walking properly.
Yes.
Tell them.
Welcome everybody. A very good afternoon to you all. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk to us about the TP claim management and grievances redressal. Our speaker is a veterinary graduate from Andhra Pradesh University, Hyderabad, and postgraduate in business administration from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. He is also an associate of the Insurance Institute of India and attended various training programs at national and international levels. With an experience of 2 years in rural India, he joined Direct Recruit Specialist Officer in 1985, the New India Assurance Company Limited, Mumbai. He worked in various offices and attendant administrative officer underwriting skills in rank of assistant administrative officer. In the year 2008, he was evacuated to chief manager and post as head of reinsurance department of the New India Assurance Company Limited, head office Mumbai. Up to the 2010, he was deputed to Prestigious Assurance PLC as its managing director in November 2040. On promotion as deputy general manager, he handled the operation of the Prestigious Assurance PLC up to 2090 with implementation of best proven practice in Nigeria. He joined New India Assurance as general manager in 2090, assigned to handle motor third party, corporate legal claim, rural and micro insurance department. So friends, please join me in welcome Dr. Balaswamy. Thanks.
Thank you, Kuntalji. Friends, in a few words, if you want to describe our speaker of the day, our general manager is a very dynamic person, down-to-earth person. Started from his career as a livestock specialist and went on for reinsurance, health insurance, and international business, whatnot. He is a veteran in the industry of insurance industry, and now he is heading marketing department of the market leader, New India Assurance Company. Friends, let us put our hands together and welcome the speaker of the day, Dr. Balaswamy sir. Sir, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, friends, good evening to all of you.
Good evening, sir.
At the outset, I would like to thank the Confederation of General Insurance Association of India and their organizers Mr. Lokesh has just called me. I thought it is right time that I should interact with the industry. In fact, I wanted to tell that I was away from India for 5 years. I was in Nigeria. I was handling our subsidiary operations. That is called Prestige Assurance Company in Nigeria. So friends, the present topic, what I wanted to touch is TP claims management and grievance redressal. In fact, the insurance backbone is no doubt agents, because the 40% of the business is from agent vertical. That is the channel which is the most important channel throughout the world. We cannot forget. And around 10 lakh 12,000 agents, registered agents, as per the General Insurance Council statistics, they are playing a vital role in developing the general insurance business. Friends, now the structure of our governance is changing from time to time. Lot of regulations are coming. Lot of changes are taking place in insurance, especially during this present COVID. The technology, how it is emerging and how it is changing, we cannot imagine. We never imagined about this. Now at this stage, instead of going further, I would like to restrict myself to the role of an agent in handling the TP claims, and how we can assist the customer, especially when the motor vehicle owner and his vehicle is met with an accident, when there are bodily injuries or there are deaths on account of the accident. How? Because it is a really panic situation, and now the courts are awarding huge liabilities, because you are aware, everybody is aware that it is an unlimited liability. As per the Motor Vehicle Act, the third party liabilities are unlimited. So now courts are giving an award wherever there is no insurance. They are asking the insured, the owner of the vehicle, to pay the money. In some cases, we have seen, they are asking the insurance company to pay and recover the money wherever there is a policy, though they have breached that problem. Now they have come out with the various rules whereby no one can escape, and I feel now our agent community has to know about the issues, and I am sure that they are going to play a very important role. Recently, the Ministry of Finance has created a KPI where the 4 insurance companies are involved. The first KPI is to reduce the liability of third party claims, liability of the claims. Because no insurance company in India, there is no underwriting profit, you are aware. Only the companies are surviving on the investment income. And if at all there is a profit, it is a very marginal profits the insurance companies are making. Taking this as one of the introduction, I would like to go with the slides that will give you the information. Afterwards, I would like to take the answers, and it is my great privilege. Now I am a marketing manager of a New India Assurance company, so I can say I am the chief marketer of the company. I would like to know from all of you, so that it will help to improve our service, so that the customers will be happy, so that our the profile of the insurance companies will improve. It will help us to further grow. So before that, I wanted to add one more information to you. I was in Nigeria. I was telling as per the laws of the Nigeria, if you don't pay motor OD claim, there is no problem. When there is an accident, when there is a bodily injuries, when there is a death, they will stop the vehicle. Police will come. The beneficiary, the dependents of the deceased will come. On the spot, they have to finalize the liability, the benefit what we have to give it to them. Then only they will leave the vehicle. The rules are so strict that third party insurance is must, and the liability has to be arrived immediately on the spot, where the police will be involved, Panchanama will be there, insurance companies will be involved, owner of the vehicle will be involved, and the action is so stringent there. So now we are also moving with the revised MSC, Motor Vehicle Act now 2019. We are moving in the same direction. You are aware that there is a golden hour scheme has come now. Under the golden hour, within the first 1 hour of the accident, it is the duty of owner or it is duty of the driver or the people around have to admit the patient in the nearest hospital. Now, National Health Authority has taken as a nodal agency. There are around 2,500 hospitals are empaneled. Now, there is a big setup is going to be established where the deceased will be admitted in the hospital and the liability will be first the fund they are forming and the insurance company has to pay the money, cashless payment to the hospitalization. These are the developments taking place. Now just I will go through the slides one by one so that you will be getting it. The basically why up to now I think our agent community is not much worried about the third party claims. But if you take in reality, I take New India as it is. There are 1,54,000 outstanding claims. The outstanding liabilities are 8,000. The interest portion, because interest is growing every day, the bank interest around 9%, it will cumulatively, it will grow if we don't settle the claims. Thereby, this entire burden is falling on the customer indirectly, and the incurred claim ratio is going up. Our agent community may not get the incentives what they supposed to get. If there is a profit, they will get more incentives that they will not get. And there is a lot of cascading effect on third party liability. If an insurance company can control the claims, especially third party claims, they are going to make a huge profits. So friends, motor and health, these two are the important health LOBs now, which are operating. It is necessary that we should move forward and know in depth. It will help all of us. Let us go one by one so that we can talk about this. So slides, sir, are you able to?
Yes, sir. I will share, sir.
Okay, slide number 1. Role of an agent with respect to the claim related to the motor vehicle accident that I was trying to tell. So how is an agent connected to an insurance company and a client? No doubt, everyone is aware. Everyone is aware that the agent is connected to the client. Indirectly, he is the face of the insurance company. And he is also representing the insurance company and he is directly interacting with the client. So there is the connectivity is coming between the customer and insurance companies, only the agent. That we cannot forget. That is most important thing for us now. Similarly, he represents the interest of the client to the insurance company. Means the details of the claim or anything he will be informing to the insurance company. He will be giving the written information about the insured, his client, to the insurance company. So agent plays a very important role. He is the face of the insurance company. No one can dispute on this. He will be the person who can make it or break it. So if an insurance agent is knowledge, having the procedures, having understood the procedures, the requirements, he will be able to handle the things with less grievances. That is what I would like to tell. Friends, now you are aware that, we'll go to the third slide, I think now. The agent's role while procuring the motor business. I am remaining myself to the motor business actually. The reason is the vehicle cannot ply on the roads without a third party insurance as per the section 146 of the MV Act on 1990. Everyone is aware that third party insurance is must. Without that they cannot fly on the roads. If anybody is flying on the road, there will be a penalty as per the revised Motor Vehicle Act. Huge penalties are there. And there is an unlimited liability. If at all there is an accident, if there is no insurance, there is an unlimited liability. An NRI who is drawing, let us say, some $5,000, he will be, if he is deceased, the liability may come more than 10 crores. We have seen the claims with more than 10 crores now. So now I request that everyone should aware that motor vehicle third-party insurance is must. Of course, if he is able to take comprehensive policy, it is well and good. Where the people who doesn't want to take, at least we should force them. We have to tell them that what is the importance of it is we have to explain to them very clearly. And when we are doing the insurance, it is necessary that third-party insurance or any motor policy or any policy will not give a 100% coverage. We should explain to them what is the coverage, what are the exclusions under the policy. It is most important. Without that, we cannot, satisfy him in the event of claim. Then one more thing, policy is having a provisions of, additions, add-on covers. This add-on cover you take it, there is an extra premium to be charged. That information has to be given properly to them. So the limits of liability of that particular policy, I mean the limits of liability of a motor vehicle policy has to be explained to them very clearly. That is most important as per the section 147 of the Motor Vehicle Act. Without that, I think we cannot, if he is having an insurance policy, it doesn't mean that he is entitled for any compensation in the event of any claim, especially a third party claim, where the owner, he is responsible, liable, he cannot be until unless he follows certain rules. And a prudent agent definitely he will ensure to see that the owner, once a policy is issued, he will be advising his owner to keep the important documents like RC. RC is most important. That has to be kept in the vehicle. Insurance certificate has to be kept in the vehicle. Validity of the driving license, that is most important. Pollution certificate, pollution control certificate has to be kept. If it is a commercial vehicle, permit and fit certificate. In case of transport vehicles, it is to be kept. These documents, these 5 documents are most important for a third party insurance policy. Along with that, these documents are necessary. In the event of claim, these are the valid documents that will decide the liability. So friends, this is what we have to understand. After procuring the business, these are the important things we have to do. I told you about the limitations. It is not to inform to the customer, to inform his driver, the person, that while he is, safety measures are to be taken, like, helmet is to be kept, that belt has to be kept, and a prohibition of consumption of alcohol, prohibition of some medicines and intoxicating things, maintenance of a vehicle in a proper condition. These are all the things at the time of insurance. If we give an advice, whether they listen or not, it is necessary, because once a claim arises, the insurance companies say that while driving he is alcoholic, so this claim is not payable. Then the real problem starts there, because third party liability is unlimited liability. It may go up to maybe lakhs, 50 lakhs, because no fault liability itself is a 5 lakhs. If it is a 10 lakhs, if it is a 20 lakhs, or even 1 crore, it will be very difficult for any common insured to bear such a huge liabilities. That's why it is the role of an agent to inform to his customers that limitations of use and what are the procedures to be followed has to be informed, because we have to educate them. Education is only the way we can do these things to them. Inform the insured about the duties in the event of an accident. Okay, when they are driving the vehicle, there was an accident. What he has to do? Normally, the owners, they will try to avoid, they will escape, they will move away. But the thing is, after 5 years or after 7 years, we will get a notice, or we may ask. Now, as per the revised act, they will attach the properties now. They will ask to pay the claim. It is not a surprise. We have recovered a lot of money from the many insurance insured as a what to call pay and recovery cases. Means court has asked us to pay, and they asked us to recover the money from the owner of the vehicle. That is also happening in South India, especially. We have recovered around 87 crores recently from around 200 property owners. Of course, insurance companies are not charging the interest. They are negotiating. They are trying not to go to the courts, and they are paying it. So we have to, as an agents, we have to advise them. They have a role at the time of claim. If there was a unforeseen event happened, negligence or something, there was an accident. Then when an accident is involved, where death is involved or bodily injuries are involved, if they are serious in nature, immediately FIR is to be filed. 100 is to be dialed. We have to call the police. We have to give a FIR. Then immediately, now many of the for customer may call our agents, when there is an accident, boss, this is happened, what I have to do? It is our job as an agent. We have to ask them to go for FIR. Then we have to give an intimation to the insurance company stating that this particular vehicle is insured with you, and this is met with an accident, and they will give you a claim form. That claim form has to be filled in detail, giving all the information. If possible, there is a photograph also. If you can give it, it will help the insurance company to defend the case of the customer. Further documents, like insurance company required, like RC, DL, and all these things, permit. All these documents are to be given to the insurance company at a stretch, so that the insured response will be seized, and insurance company will come into the picture. That is what happens. Especially when a third party insurance is done, the coverage is a big confusion to many people. That's what I feel. You see, I think our senior agents and seniors may be knowing, many people may not know, because third party insurance is not a comprehensive insurance. We are aware. So if the occupants, I will say, insured is not a third party. I am the owner, I am driving the car. There was an accident. I am not covered under the policy. If the person who is driving is met with an accident and died, he is not covered until unless he is having a personal accident cover. If he is having a driving license, the insurance company will ask as an add-on cover, you want personal accident cover. So they will give the personal accident cover as an add-on. So in a two-wheeler, pillion rider under third-party insurance is not covered. He has to be covered under comprehensive policy only. So he is not a third party. That we should not forget. Similarly, occupants in the private car, in our own car, if we are going, the occupants cannot be considered as a third party. Means those occupants are not covered under third party insurance what the vehicle we are carrying, where we are having the vehicle. Whereas under the package policy, occupants are covered. Pillion rider is covered. That is the advantage. Employee is covered with an additional premium. We are covering the employees under the package policy. If you take the goods carrying vehicle, paid driver is covered. There is no doubt about that. Cleaner is covered, Kalasi is covered as per the RC. RC, they give two members, one driver and cleaner, that is covered. Owner of the goods authorized to represent, to sit in the cabin under a goods carrying vehicle. He is also covered under third party insurance policy. Gratuitous passengers, people who come and sit, for money, they are not covered. So that we should advise the drivers of the owners. Owner is to be advised not to allow this gratuitous passengers when they are going on a long route. In case of passenger carrying vehicle like taxis or buses, all occupants are automatically covered up to the maximum limit of the carrying capacity. They will write, limit of people mentioned in the RC, they are covered. Similarly, you are also aware that, third party property. What is meant by third party property? When I am driving a vehicle, some other property is affected. Somebody, the wall is damaged or some property is damaged. That is a third party. On account of the accident arised out of the use of my vehicle, if any third party property is damaged, there is a coverage up to 7.5 lakhs. But there is a discount. They normally at the time of insurance they will ask that they want a discount. That time the minimum liability will become 6 lakhs. Now it is your job to see that whether they are taking 7.5 lakhs or 6 lakhs at the time of insurance itself. If you tell, there will not be any grievance. Otherwise, tomorrow there will be a grievance. That is what. If two vehicles had a head-on collision, so now that knock for knock agreement, as per the knock for knock agreement, as per the Motor Vehicle Act, my vehicle I will repair, and your vehicle you have to repair if there is a head-on collision. So opposite vehicle owner will not be responsible. These are the important things mentioned in the section 147. I request the members to understand this third party act insurance. It is not a comprehensive insurance. It is only covers third party liabilities arising out of the accident where there is a bodily injuries, there are a death for the people. It is not meant for the own occupants or for the owner. I hope I am able to cover your requirements. So intimation of the claim is the most important thing when in the event of claim. I already told you, OD claim, all our agents are aware. All our agents are aware when OD claim is there, intimation, we will give it whatever the requirements they want. We'll try to give it, we'll ensure to see that it is paid. In the same lines, TP claim has to be managed now, because the attitude of the courts is like that the awards have not come for last 7 years. Even there are cases which are more than 10 years. The insurance companies are not interested to settle the claims in the courts. They have come out with conciliation of claims. Means they jointly call the petitioner advocate, and they sit. They will arrive the loss. They will calculate as per the latest judgments, and they will settle the claims so that the interest portion can be avoided. And a judgment given after 10 years to a widower who is already 40 years. Imagine what is the use of that money after 50 years to a widower who will be losing the entire estate. So settlement of a claim immediately is the most important thing. Once again, I am repeating, in the event of TP claim, where there is a death or bodily injury arising out of the use of our own vehicle or our own commercial vehicle, ensure to see that a completed claim form is to be submitted to the insurance company along with the required documents, the newspaper clippings, some photographs. And this is the job of the agent to bridge the gap between the insured and insurance company. And you have to protect your insured, stating that, boss, if you give all these things, you will not have any problem in future. If you don't give it, first award will, because notice will come on the owner of the vehicle. If your insurance policy is not given, if the RC is not given, they will not agree now. Everything is to be given. Then only claim will be, insurance company will take the responsibility. Ensure that the accident was genuine first thing. So if it is delayed, so many, people will come into the picture. So many unauthorized agents will come into the picture, and they will make the case highly complex and complicated. Thereby, they will gain a personal. They will have a personal gain, and the original petitioner, the sufferer, will not get anything. I have heard many stories. The claims will be settled, and where the petitioner will not get much money, and the intermediaries, the agents, and not agents, sorry, the advocates, petitioner advocates, and many other people become a racket, and they will make a many out of this particular incident where the deceased will be put to a corner. So it is my request to all our agent fraternity to ensure to see that this is a noble cause where we have to involve, we have to guide, help, ensure to see that the petitioner is paid, so that your I feel. Similarly, um, friends, once again, I am informing you, these documents, whatever is given, are to be verified and I'm extremely sorry. I think there is incoming call from our top management. That's why.
No problem, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Ensure to see that RC of the insured vehicle is to be given. It is to be properly originally is to be shown, so that it will be attested by the insurance company officials, so that will become a original. FIR copy, if at all there is a possibility, FIR copy is to be collected, because the owner will be doing the FIR. So
Lokesh, unmute ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ.
No, sir. I think he's on a call, sir.
Okay.
Friends, I think yes, you might have received a call since you were speaking from over phone. Yes, sir. If anybody has got any questions, you can write in the chat box. Definitely, we will come back to you.
Lokesh ji, ask him to unmute himself.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to hear me, sir? My presentation now.
No, sir. I think you are on call, sir.
No, I am not in call.
No. Then we were not able to hear you, sir.
You are not able to hear me.
Yeah, you were talking about FIR, sir. FIR copy you were talking about earlier.
Now it is okay, sir. Now it's okay.
No, it's
Go
okay,
ahead.
sir.
Now it is okay. I can proceed now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, friends, what I wanted to say, now this FIR issue, verification of the documents is most important in the event of third-party claim. All the documents the agent has to get it to the insurance company, where we have a divisional office is having a claim motor TP claims manager. We have around 45 hubs, claims hubs, motor vehicle hubs. Similarly, all insurance companies are having motor claims hubs. And it should be informed to the concerned branch office itself, where you got the policy, where the originals are shown, and it should be certified and documents are made available. Many problems can be sorted out. These are the basic documents required for settlement of any third-party claim. Now, third-party claim settlement is as equivalent to settlement of a OD claim now. There is no need that there should be an award now, because recently the boards of all general insurance companies, as per the Ministry of Finance, took a decision that settlement, cancellation of this motor third-party claims are made very simple now. We have made 18 pages document where each and every item we have written, how much money is to be paid written. Everything is tabulated properly. Now, any branch office, now I think even a divisional office or a hub managers are able to settle the claims very easily. It is effective from the last month, actually, 1st July we have started. So this is one of the important thing. I request all the agents to understand their role in this case. And by doing this, pay and recovery cases can be avoided if you can cooperate with the insurance. Awards will not come on insured. Insured will not. Nowadays, there are many awards are coming on insured as per the Motor Vehicle Act now. That they can avoid, so that liability will fall on insurance company, because he took a third-party insurance. And pay and recovery can be avoided. That's what I can tell you. So now we also, agents can assist in compromising and settlement of the claim. Earlier, insurance companies never used the participation of the agents in motor vehicle claims, third-party motor vehicle claims. Now we have found that it is to be done immediately after the accident. For that, who is the correct person? Only the agent. Agent cannot do miracles in third-party claim settlement. Because when there is a accident took place, the owner of the vehicle will definitely have a harassment. The driver will be arrested. And many people do not know that there is a third-party insurance and there is a compensation we can pay, so that the owner of the vehicle cannot be harassed. Because once we agree to pay, as per the Motor Vehicle Act, is exonerated from these problems. So agents assisting the insurance company is most important thing now. pay so that the insurance company can pay the compensation very fast. To reduce the interest outgo by shortening the turnaround time, the awards, if it is they are going to, you are aware that if there is a Motor Vehicle Act, there is a Motor Vehicle Accident Tribunal, is it MACT. They will go there. There the petitioner advocate, insurance company advocate, both will prolong the issue for a long time. It may go up to 7, even cross 10 years also. I have seen the cases where we have around 3,800 claims, about 10 years. So imagine how much of interest is accumulating every day. The interest is accumulated. If you settle it, instead of if the claim is 10 lakhs, you can settle it for 5 lakhs or 3 lakhs, because the inflation and all these things, you can take it to the transition and you can help in settling the claims. This shall, so agent's role is, if you are able to give all the documents, if you are able to tell to the insurance company, this is what happened, these are the documents, it will, if you can pursue even the petitioners who have met with an accident to come to the insurance company or to the Lok Adalat, where we can very well compromise the claims. Another thing, this compromising is, definitely facing a litigation is not a joyful ride, but compromise begins end to the litigation. By joining all, we can end the litigation and great relief, not only to the claimants, but also to the insured and the driver. That is also most important thing. By compromising, you will be giving a lot of relief to your insured and the driver who is involved in this accident, and it will help us to come out of all these problems. That's what I believe. Sir, next slide, sir. Actually, so friends, here how this compromise normally take place. That is what the issue now. So what is the procedures involved in the compromise? That is what I wanted to highlight about this, So normally there is a system called Lok Adalat. National Lok Adalat throughout the world, throughout the country, once in 2 months, the National Lok Adalat is being conducted by Legal Service Authority, National Level Legal Service Authority, where all the MSCT courts, they will call the fit cases for compromise. They will make them to sit. They will allow them to compromise. That is one method. It is available. At regional Lok Adalats are taking place, and we also have a system called in-house conciliatory committees. In-house conciliatory committee means, first we will call if the agent if he is willing, he can bring the petitioners. He can also bring the petitioner advocate. We will also cooperate, and our advocate will be there. Our claim sub manager with 2 officers, we will sit and we will study all the documents. What is the death? Is it a death? What is his earning? What is his age? How many dependents are there? If they are the dependents, or if there are dependent children are there, whether parents are there, all these things will be taken into the consideration. And there are tables. Earlier we used to use Jagannath Rao table. Now Sarla Verma has given a recent judgments are very clear. What is the factor we have to take and how we have to settle the claims. Even a person is earning, let us say, 30,000 rupees per month. His future income also will be taken. His pain and suffering will be taken. His dependency will be taken, and the factor will be applied, and the amount will be paid. And the amount will be arrived. That amount, if the petitioners are agreeing, both will compromise. They will file in a MSCP court, and they will get the judgment, and they will pay immediately. This is what the simple method where in-house conciliation is taking place. Whereas in New India, we have divisional in-house conciliatory committee, TP Hub in-house conciliatory committee, regional in-house conciliatory committee. They were given the powers equivalent to a Lok Adalat settlement. In Lok Adalat, whatever the award is coming, that can be paid. It will go up to a 50 lakhs. A regional in charge can settle. Regional claims committee can be settled. Now we at the proposal is at the board. The financial authority of an New India officer is made in line with the awards now. If an award is given by a district judge, what is the amount he is paying? The same, almost the same financial authority the committees are having now to settle the claims. The intention behind it is the Minister of Finance is interested to see that all these third-party claims are paid in time, because this is only one of our country. We are late in giving judgments, paying the compensation in time. That's why the benefit what we are giving is of no use to them. That is one of the thing. Then that is what JEPSA companies has established offices, committees for assessing and approving compromises in tribunals and before tribunals and courts. This is what thing going on. Friends, this is regarding MACT. Ultimately, what I wanted to say is there is a beautiful mechanism made simple where agent is going to play a role. He will see that his insured is made comfortable by giving the documents required for settling a third party claim. That is what, and he will be facilitating. He is acting as a face between the insurance company and insured to see that the petitioner will be getting the rightful compensation as per the Insurance Motor Vehicle Act, and he will be exonerated from the difficulties what the owner of the vehicle will have in the case he doesn't cooperate. That's what I wanted to tell you, friends. So I wanted to cover, I think I hope I have time, I think.
Yeah, you can, sir. You can, sir.
Yeah, role of an agent with respect to grievance redressal system. This is another thing, the grievance mechanism, everybody is aware, but
Sure.
there are a lot of changes have come in this. So we are aware that grievance, if not nipped in the bud, escalates to the consumer complaint. Normally, if you don't satisfy the customer with the clarifications, then definitely they will go to the court, and there are so many mechanisms. You are aware that as per the regulatory frameworks we have, there are 6 mechanisms available. So first thing is, if a claim is repudiated, a claim is not fully paid, every insurance company is having a grievance redressal officer of the insurance company. You can write to them, grievance cell, we call it as a grievance cell. We can write to them. You can ask them to give a clarification. They will give the clarification. If it is not happened, we can also write to the IRDA. There is a integrated grievance management system. IGMS, there is a portal. You can go there and you can register, or you can call the call center. By email is also enough nowadays. Then they will once again send this particular thing to the insurance company to answer. Within 2 weeks, they have to answer. If they don't do it, there are penalties. For your information, grievance mechanism is one of the important requirement as per the corporate governance of IRDA regulations. There is a grievance subcommittees in the board. Board has to approve the grievance mechanism policy, which is to be submitted to the IRDA every year. Every year on the first month, I think they have to submit this grievance policy to the IRDA. So once a grievance is not to the satisfaction of the customer, the insurance ombudsman will come. If they feel that the amount is big, they can also go to the consumer forum. And as per the policy, you are aware that there is an arbitration act. There is as per the policy itself, in one of the policy condition is there is an arbitration. And if your claim is huge and if you want to go under a common law, civil court is also, they will entertain the cases. This litigation, as per the laws of our country, these 6 mechanisms are available. I will go through it one by one so that it will help you in this. The flow chart is very simple. When our agent could not able to satisfy, he is not happy with the reply given by an insurance company, he can advise the insured to go to the insurer to write a grievance cell first thing. It should not happen. If it happens, we have to accept that. He can write to the grievance cell. After writing the grievance cell, he can also mark a copy to IRDA. If you don't get a response, if you get a response which is not to your satisfaction or your customer satisfaction, you can also have other methods. This flow chart is only just to explain to you how this mechanism will work. When he is not happy, he can go to the ombudsman, he can go to the forum, he can go to the civil court, and all these things is there. Then, so once again, this grievance redressal mechanism available in each office is grievance. Earlier we used to call it a grievance cell. Now it is grievance redressal officer. GRO is a senior level officer. Is available in each and every corporate office of the company, of all the insurance company. It is available. The complaint can be on the insurance company. It can be on the intermediary, maybe surveyor sometimes, maybe on an agent, and even on a distribution channel or anything. They can make a complaint. It's not just a simple claim. Maybe policy is not issued. You can make all complaints. You can make if your customer is not happy. Mail IDs of the grievance redressal officers of the insurance company are accessible through this. Wherever you type, you will grievance cell, you will get it in all their website, all insurance companies, you will get it. Grievance has to be redressed within 2 weeks. Maybe it is a positive reply, it may be a negative reply. Within 2 weeks, that reply has to go to the person who has made a complaint. Failing which, the IRDA got a right to put a penalty on the insurance company. This will become one of the qualification in their annual reports that will be seen by the shareholders. And if it is a public limited company, it will be available on the website of the insurance companies. So under this grievance redressal cell of IRDA, I think this is what I have already covered, because now the system is very simple. What the table, what we have, just I'll skip this table. Now, once he is not happy with this grievance reply given by an insurance company, our insurance company has not replied in writing to the grievance made. So then the easiest way is, without paying any fees, he himself, means the insured, with the support of his agent, he can go and file a case with the ombudsman. That is the very simplest way, because ombudsman is formed by the council. Council means the General Insurance Council, Life Insurance Council formed the ombudsman. They will nominate, and executive council, along with the support of the IRDA chairman and government of Minister of Finance, ombudsman system will operate. This ombudsman, this is a rule in as per the Insurance IRDA Act 2017. Ombudsman rule has come in line with the banking ombudsman. There are 17 ombudsmans are available. Complaints to be filed in writing, duly signed. They have to write, sir, my claim is not settled. This is the problem. They have to give the details. There is no need of paying the fees. You can file a complaint within 1 year. You are not happy with the redressal made by the insurance, you can file within 1 year. You can file. Complaint should be related to 8 items. Just I will try to give information to you. I think these slides also will be circulated to you all, so that it will be usable. Delay in settlement of the claim is one of the areas they can go to the ombudsman. Total or partial reputation of the claim, they can go. There is no need of a lawyer. Just we can go and file a case. That's all. Premium disputes, if there is a premium, excess premium is charged, then there is a dispute, they can go. If a policy is misrepresented, the terms are not properly written, wrongly written, the wording is not in order, you can go. The legal construction of the policy is not good, then also they can go to the ombudsman. Policy servicing related grievances against the insurers and their agents and intermediaries also they can go. If a agent is making a wrong thing, I mean, he is not satisfied, the customer is not happy with the agent, then also the customer got a right to go to a ombudsman, because agents and brokers and they are all coming under the higher tier regulations. We are all under the working under the regulatory regime. So it is the issuances of policy not in conformity with the proposal form submitted by the proposal. Sometimes they will sign the proposal and they will not fill it. If they think motor policy means they think motor policy comprehensive, but it is a third party. They pay less premium. Such a type of times the real problems will come. Hence, we have to educate our customer that this is a third party insurance. You are not going to have this covers and all these things in the beginning itself. We have to. Non-issuance of insurance policy after receipt of the premium. It used to happen. Now I think it is not happening much, but still there are cases where they take the premium, but they don't issue the policy. Out of loyal customer, he may not ask only at the time of claim. He will think about the policy. Sometimes there may not be a policy also. Any other matters relating to the violation of the provisions of the Insurance Act. These 9 are most important things. What our agent community has to know, that ombudsman will help in the event of claim. Within 1 year they can lodge in writing and they will get the compensation if it is rightful. Settlement through mediation. First they will call the insured and insurance company representative with the files to come. They will study it and they will make a mediation. For your information, let us say Mumbai Ombudsman is Mr. Karath sir, CMD of ex-CMD of United India. Many they are insurance people only. They will know the entire intricacies of the policy and the claims. They will mediate and they will say that this you can handle it like that. If the mediation fails, the ombudsman will give an award which is binding on the insurance company. They cannot say no. They have to accept. The award has to be passed within 3 months, and within 30 days that award has to be paid. In case the customer is not happy, he can go to other courts, consumer court or any other courts he can go. If the customer is still not happy with the ombudsman judgment. And here, as per the ombudsman regulations, the personal lines of insurances, award amount will not exceed the 30 lakhs. The actual loss suffered or 30 lakhs, whichever is less will happen. Okay, this is regarding ombudsman regulations and the procedure. Then we will talk about the consumer forum. There was a lot of changes took place in consumer forum regulations now. Consumer Protection Act was enacted now, which is effective from 20th July actually. Under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs and Food and Public Distribution, Consumer Act has come into the force. Actually, old Consumer Act is revised recently. It became more authoritative and very strong in its nature. There are 3 level systems of authorities now. Earlier, consumer forum they used to say. Now district commission, state commission, national commission. At a district there is a district commission. At state commission. At national commission. These are the changes took place, and it is very effective now. Very effective, and the limits are also increased. You will get surprised that monetary jurisdiction of the Consumer Commission For a district commission, it is 1 crore. Earlier, it was, what I remember is 10 lakhs, I think, 20 lakhs, sorry, 20 lakhs. Now it became 1 crore. State commission, earlier 1 crore, now it became 10 crores. National commission, if the amount involved in the dispute, it is 10 crores and above, then they can go to directly to the national commission. For example, he is not happy with consumer ombudsman case, he can go to district commission up to 1 crore liability, he can go. If it is more than 1 crore, up to 10 crores, he can go to state commission, and he can also go to the national commission. Here, the fees is there. Advocate is not compulsory, but in consumer cases, normally it is advisable to use a legal specialist so that he will be able to defend the case well. Similarly, insurance company also will have their own advocate. So district commission will have 1 president and not less than 2 members as per the act. As per the act, they are the nominated the central government. Still, they are yet to come with the rules now. They are yet to come with the rules. State commission, they have not specifically mentioned the number, but the president is already there. We are known, but there are 4, not less than 4 members will be sitting and they will be deciding the case. National commission president, not less than 4 members will sit and they will settle the claims. The president and the qualifications and other things are yet to come. They are to be notified, not yet notified. Earlier, a district consumer forum means normally a retired judge will be the president, a insurance company officer, and a senior advocate normally used to sit and they used to do consumer forum cases. Now a little change has come. This law will be coming into the force. Friends, here the fees related to consumer forum. First thing is, in this also there is a mediation process. Mediation means there will not be any fees, anything, nothing. They will make the mediation committee will make the people to sit and compromise. The committee will try. If it is not possible, we have to pay the fee, and the respective fees are to be paid. The fees are, it is given very clearly. Up to 5 lakhs, there is no fees at all. Over and above, about 10 crores, 7,500 crores. There is a table they have given. Just I am keeping this table so that you will understand. This is the latest information. Friends, a complaint before the forum should relates to what is why a complaint in the forum can be given. Of course, insurance services are falling under deficiency of services. Consumer, it is coming under Consumer Act. Services, deficiency of services. We are service industry, that is coming. Unfair trade practice. Not only insurance, there are many things are coming. Unfair practices. Restricted trade practices like mis-selling of agents. Mis-selling is also falling under this particular thing. Defects in goods bought. When you are buying the goods, wrong goods or defective goods are given, you can go to the consumer forum. The services hired suffered from deficiency. You have hired some services, they are not given good services. You can go. Not only insurance, many charges in excess of the price. As per the Price Control Act, there are, especially medicines, there is a restricted prices. But if they charge more, you can go. Hazardous goods and services, where public is met to inconvenience. In such a cases also they can go. And a claim for product liability action also we can go. If a product liability, if a product is a product has caused damages to the person, he purchased a soap but it has caused rashes, or some product which has caused allergy, then he can also have a right to go. Product liabilities are also covered under this particular thing. Here the complaint can be in writing always. He can also engage an advocate. There is no need to engage an advocate also. Here the limitation for making a complaint is 2 years, whereas consumer forum, the ombudsman is 1 year. Complaint can be filed electronically also, by email also. You can make a complaint that they will take it. So a consumer to file a complaint in which location, where we have to file a complaint means normally it is very simple that, where the opposite party is there, you can file it so that it is easy, he will come. So if it is a firm where the business, the office, head office is there or branch office is there, their representative is there also, we can complain. A complaint where he is residing or where he is doing the job, anywhere he can make a complaint. That is what I wanted to tell you. Complaint need not to be in one place, but preferably the where he suffered, it is better to make a complaint in that district commission. That will be advisable. So the powers of the forum to decide on consumer disputes, these are really exorbitant powers they have. They have a lot of powers. First thing is they have a power to mediation. They will all commissions to have a mediation cell with a panel of mediators. There are mediators, they will sit. Mediators means there are some advocates, they will make these two opposite parties to sit and compromise. If they compromise, it is fine. If they could not able to do, then it will become a case registered. Once a mediation happens, both the parties has agreed in writing, then there will not be any appeal. Mediation is recorded in the consumer forum records, and it is full and final. If settlement is not reached, the commission will continue to decide on the dispute. And this consumer commission have the power of a civil court, equivalent to the power of a civil court. Like they can summon and enforce the opposite party to attend to the court, give a witness, and they got a power to cross-examine the witnesses also. Can also order for analysis of the samples of the products where deficiency of service or if it has caused any damage to the consumer, they can also have that power. They also have the power to advise to replace the goods, return the prices, excess done, pay the compensation for injuries, discontinue unfair trade practices, cease manufacturing of such a products, and all these things. They give an award as good as the civil court award. You see, in some cases, orders, non-compliance of orders by the commission would attract penalties which shall not be less than 1 month. There will be jail. There is a possibility of jail even up to a period of 3 years. The minimum penalty is 25,000. It will go up to 1 lakh, or it can be both jail and punishment. Both this penalty, both will have. The commission shall have the power of judicial magistrate of first class for trial of offences under criminal procedure code. So they are having the power of a judicial magistrate regarding criminal procedure code. They have this power that they wanted to tell. Friends, this product liability, I don't think it is necessary. This arbitration I wanted to cover. You are aware that under fire policy, engineering policy, water policy, aviation policy, there is an arbitration clause that will talk much about where there is a quantum of dispute, how it is to be handled. Because this is another mechanism. This is another mechanism available to the customer. When he is taking the policy itself, there is an arbitration clause is mentioned, where where there is a quantum dispute, both the parties can appoint a one arbitrator, an educated, qualified person, he can arbitrate and he can analyze the entire surveyor's report or company's assessment, and he can give an award. If they are not happy, insurance company can have another arbiter, and customer can have one more arbiter. They both can appoint one umpire. That is also possible. That 3 people will involve. In that case also arbitration take place. Normally, after if they are not happy with this settlement of an insurance company about the quantum, within 30 days, they have to go for this arbitration and conciliation process as per that Act of 1996. That is what we have to understand. Then reputed, if the claim is repudiated, the claim will not fall under the Arbitration Act. Arbitration of disputes has to be completed within 18 months. Within the 18 months, we have to complete the arbitration as per the Arbitration Act. Means both the parties have to cooperate in completing the arbitration. Friends, this is in relating to grievances. So I need not have to say much. Role of an agent in facilitating the grievance redressal process. Only what I can tell is very simple. An agent who is prudent, who is having a knowledge, he will ensure to see that his customer is educated at the time of taking the proposal. He will tell the scope of the policy. He will tell the insurance company and their strength. He will tell about the practices involved, that time, and what are covered, what is not covered. He should be able to tell very clearly. And in case a claim is repudiated or delayed, he has to apprise the customer always about the reasons for delay. He has to inform, and he has to act as a bridge between the insurance company and insurer, so that the grievances can be reduced. If this is not done properly, the big problem is at the time of insurance, proper proposal form has to be taken. There should not be any misrepresentation or confusion in at the time of claim. That is what we should do it. There should not be any compulsion or inconvenience or nuisance like mis-selling of any kind to the prospect. But the thing is, this is also most important thing. At the time of insurance, we should be very clear. We should not force the customer. We should not mis-sell. We should not say that this is payable and all. We should not say. Tell the truth so that it will help us in making the things to happen and to have more customers to the agent. So role of the agent is most important. This we cannot forget. Customer has to treat fairly at all times with empathy. The agent has to treat the customers properly. That is most important thing. That that will that will have a more impact on the agents. Friends, in nutshell, these are the things what I wish to cover, and I would request all of you to be concentrate on third-party claims. If at all arised in your the policies issued, all the MSCT cases, if at all pending, you can also approach the insurance company. You can also approach the insurance company. You can start the conciliation process. Conciliation can be done where you can withdraw the claims, and you can ensure to see that the petitioners are paid, or in case of pay and recovery, cooperate with the insurance company and give the discounts to the customer in pay and recovery cases. And avail the discounts to the customer, because head office got a new India head office got a lot of discount up to 20%. I think it has gone even up to the 50%. Discounts can be given, which can be enjoyed by the customer in case an agent is involved. This is what I wanted to tell all of you, and I thank you for giving this opportunity, and Have a great day. And any questions also I would like to answer.
Sir,
Hello.
I think, sir, we have got a lot of questions. What we will do, sir, we will take all the questions, we will save the questions, and we will send it to you, and
Okay.
we will revert back them to the with their respective email IDs, sir.
Okay, sir. I will be able to answer all the questions because I am in charge for agency vertical also, and I am also in charge for the third party
Yes, sir.
legal cell. And we from New India Assurance, we would like to give utmost support to our agent community for their for improving their services. In turn, it will help the insurance company.
Yes, sir. Sir, for your information and information of the participants, sir, we are conducting this Super Sunday sessions every Sunday. We are conducting educational seminars where we are training on fire insurance, motor insurance, health insurance, and all the products what we have got. It's a concept we are doing. It's not any particular company product. Since we are associated with all the 4 PSU GICs,
Okay.
so
Okay.
we are training all our agents based on the products. And every Saturday at 4 p.m. we are doing this Excel series webinar where we are inviting experts from the general insurance industry. Our former CMD, Sir Srinivasan sir, had come, and last week our general manager from National Insurance, Raviji, had come. Today we are very fortunate enough, and we are very thankful to you for this wonderful presentation what you have done on TP claims and grievance redressal. Most of us, we were not aware of this, even this Consumer Act, which consumers, the act which was enacted last month. I was not aware of this also. Even now,
Of course,
we have to be well prepared for all these things. If any of our client goes to consumer forum, now we'll be in deep trouble. All our agents should know what are the new developments in the field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is what our intention, sir. We don't mind further interacting on this, and I will ask my team to interact wherever necessary with the small groups also. This
Sure,
will,
sir. Sure, sir.
so especially it will help in a big way because ultimately customer regime now. Everyone has to involve, and we will have to see that these grievances or the claims are to be settled fast. It will be beneficial to all the stakeholders, including agents.
Yes, sir.
Right, sir. So very kind of you. Thank you for giving
Thank
this
you.
opportunity.
Thank
In
you.
your educational seminars, wherever there is a possibility, we also join
Sure,
from
sir.
our New India
Yes, sir.
Assurance Company.
Yes, sir. And now I request Mr. Satish Babu to propose vote of thanks. Mr. Satish Babu, you can unmute yourself and you can go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Go ahead,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. But Samji, manager of New India Assurance Company and respected leaders of Confederation of General Insurance Agent Association of India participate in this webinar. Collected a good class for this address got the benefit our agents all over India. I sincerely thanks to Dr. Billa Samji on behalf of Confederation of General Insurance Agents Association of India. I also thanks to everybody who participate in the webinar today. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. It was Mr. Satish Babu from Kerala. You know the problem they are facing due to heavy monsoon. The connectivity problem was there. Sir, really we are very thankful to you for your gracious presence today, and you have enlightened us. And sir, today we had crossed audience of 500 plus. So our maximum number was 500. We had crossed 500. People were unable to join that. Joined on Facebook Live. Sir, now I request everyone to raise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
भारत माता की
Right.
Right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Friends, we are thankful to all the participants for your gracious presence in this webinar. We request you to leave your mobile number and email IDs so we can keep in touch with you for our future programs. As I already told you earlier, our weekly webinars on every Saturday at 4 p.m. It will happen on the same Zoom platform and it will be streamed online on Facebook Live. And on every Sunday, we have got educational seminars. You can join us. Thank you.
5 minutes continue ಮಾಡಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದಾರಲ್ಲ.
Yeah, and even if, people can take my mobile number. It's 94825 90000. It's 94825 90000. I request you to visit our Facebook page. It's CGIAAI. Our Facebook page is CGIAAI, and we have got a YouTube channel where all our program videos are available. It's CGIAAI, Confederation of General Insurance Agents Association of India. You can visit and you can see all the videos, all the training videos. It's available on YouTube channel also, and it's available on Facebook also. Thank you.